What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to GBALLTPK. Thank you for stopping in. Today we are talking about some fantastic EDC knives that you should not forget about. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really helps push the video out there so more people get to check it out, and feel free to let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. So we're talking about the Gavco Nurse first up, and this is a drop collaboration with Gavco. I believe we OEM'd this particular knife here. I could be wrong on that part. We have a beautiful satin finished sheep's foot blade, and I believe these were coming in S35VN. I don't know if we can pull that up there in this lighting, but there it is right there, S35, which is a fantastic steel for an EDC knife. We have multiple ways of deployment with that real long cutout, and we have a flipper tab that is done extremely well. Nice detent on these knives here. We have a full titanium handle and pocket clip. It's been anodized this really cool aqua green-ish blue style of color. Great access to the lock bar, and these came in at a relatively, good price, all things considered. This list is going to consist more of some more expensive production knives. We kind of are all over the place with this series when it comes to price point. This is going to focus on a little bit more pricier knives, but the Gavco Nurse is definitely one to not forget about. Interesting enough, we have another drop collaboration. This is the Oaks Works Lynx along with Drop, and I believe Riot was the OEM on this particular one. We have a beautiful blade shape, in my opinion, very unique as well. It's not your typical drop point style of blade. Right at the very end, it cants down. Just an ultra useful blade shape for utility type work, EDC stuff. Very, very thin behind the edge and a very thick crown spine. So this thing is a slicing machine. We have a full finger choil there that's ultra comfortable, dual thumb studs, and a rear flipper tab. This thing has a beautiful detent as well. For the thumb, reverse, and the flipper tab, they all work extremely good. Very comfortable in the neutral grip. Choked up grip is absolutely money. Very nice G10 handles here. They've been finished and they have a texture to them. We have the nicely milled clip here. We have the D for the drop here. The drop collaboration. Absolutely love the Oaks Works Lynx. This is a knife that really doesn't get a ton of play anymore, along with the Gavco Nurse, two of my favorite EDC knives, and they just don't get much play anymore. These are two knives that you definitely don't want to forget about. Next up, not only do we have a fantastic EDC knife, but this is a knife that can often be found at a very good price point. At least in the last time I saw this was a very affordable Wii knife. This is called the Sakshi. Comes in 20 CV. It's got this kind of sand washed kind of finish. Nice drop point, nice and thin. They do a good job on their blade geometry. You have a fuller and a rear flipper tab for the deployment. Some people have called this kind of a large size Ferrum Forge Stinger, and it's fairly close, fairly reminiscent, but still kind of has its own look to it. Extremely snappy on the detent, and it also has very good closing action as well. Nice and smooth, but this thing is ultra snappy, very comfortable. If you're looking for a little bit, this is one Wii knife I can actually recommend. It's got contoured G10 handles. In this case, they're jade. And then I believe that is a titanium. Yeah, that's a titanium deep carry clip, a rollover clip. Surface mounted, couple of standoffs. This is a great little EDC knife though, and a lot of times, like I said, you can find these at a pretty good price tag considering it's a Wii knife. And because we have so many new people coming into the knife community every week, every day, every month. Tons and tons of new people. And, you know, if you've been around for a little while, you know from a year or two ago what knives were really hot, and you know those things. But people who are just coming along have no idea about certain knives. And here's one that, you know, it's definitely been more forgotten than anything over the last year or so, roughly. This is a knife that was extremely hot. I mean, could not get them, could not find them anywhere for many long periods. The ProTech Malibu. You know, this is kind of the Mordax did come out before this, but this is the button lock knife that made waves throughout the entire knife world. This is the knife that drove the button lock craze. This is what drove every foreign company to start pumping out button lock style knives. The ProTech Malibu is an icon, in my opinion. I mean, this is one of the hottest knives ever. You know, as far as the knife world's been around for a long time, but the knife community's only been around for so long. And I've been a part of it for quite a while. And this is easily one of the hottest knives ever, and one of the longest standing hottest knives ever. I mean, for a long time, this was talked about, coveted, not just a week or a month or a few months. For quite a long time. You're getting USA made, you know, a USA made build here, stone washed, finish on the blade. There's tons of versions. There's a couple of blade shapes. You have the sheep's foot here, and then there's a Warncliffe style one as well, typically coming in aluminum. Like I said, there's all kinds of different variations of this knife now, but there used to only be a black handle and a black blade, a blue handle and a uncoated blade, and then a flip-flop version of each. So there was a stonewash and black as well. So there was only a couple of versions. Then they put out a real premium style version, and then after that they went nuts, put a ton of different models out, and they're still coming out with them now. But extremely good button lock action. The flipper is really well done. Just very, very good. You know, some of the best button lock action in the game. It's very comfortable. A little thick behind the edge, but if you have, you know, if you can get it straightened up, get that edge straightened up, this is a hell of an EDC knife, and one that definitely needs to be brought back into the spotlight and should never be forgotten about. The next one that I was thinking of when making this list was the Kaiser October here in its premium form. The affordable one is good as well, but these can often be had at a very good price as well. And the Kaiser October here, this is Kaiser kind of showing off a little bit, in my opinion. We have these beautiful titanium handles with this crazy crossed hatch type pattern. We have nice big brass pivot collars here. Looks just outstanding in the closed position, but we have a nice titanium deep carry rollover clip there, and the cutouts even on the lock bar relief cuts look great. But then we have a fuller cutout, and we have a rear flipper tab for deployment. And this thing is snappy as all hell, guys. We have a satin finished 20 CV sheep's foot style of blade, and this thing is ridiculous, guys. Nice and snappy. We have a full finger choil here so we can get right up behind that blade. We have great access to the lock bar with a massive chamfer. Very, very easy to get to and disengage this guy. Credible action. Great utility style knife. Gonna be a good EDC knife as well. This is a Kaiser and a knife in general that definitely should not be forgotten about. One to take a look at if you like the aesthetic. And like I said, you can often get these now after so long of it being out. You can get these at a pretty good price. Next up, we got one from the Ferrum Forge brothers. This is the DAO here, DAO. We have a beautiful sheep's foot. It's like a modified sheep's foot, modified Warncliffe style blade. Let me get that fingerprint off there. It's got a very reflective satin finish on it. Looks beautiful. Nice little cutout there for deployment, as well as a nice minimal rear flipper tab. That's great for the push button and the light switch as well. Nice and snappy, full finger choil, and this thing is comfortable as all hell in the hand. We have these heavy tumbled, heavy washed titanium handles here, geared titanium backspacer, and a very nice minimal milled clip there. And then you can see the Ferrum Forge etched in the back along with the drop logo there. So we had a triple drop showing in this one. That actually wasn't planned. Just the way it worked out when I was kind of thinking up these knives. And if I didn't say, I believe this is S35. Yeah, it's S35. Can we pick it up there? S35, boy, this camera is damn good. My old camera couldn't do that. Very snappy, very good EDC knife right here. This is a knife I've had for a very long time and has been really dependable that entire time. You guys will have to let me know, what are some knives that you believe have maybe been forgotten about? You know, it doesn't matter how long ago, whether it was a few weeks or a few months, few years. Let me know what you think. I always get great ideas and feedback from you guys when you leave me those types of comments. Definitely gives me input for knives to include in the next one. I love doing these. So let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, guys. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day, and I will catch you on the next one.